Hey guys, I have another fantasy story for you guys today. This one is one of my favorites. It's called The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. And it's told by John, I cannot say his last name, Ciesica, I think. And it's published by Puffin Books. And this is a little twist on the story that you probably know about the Three Little Pigs. This one is a little different and it's told by the wolf, and so I really like it, and it is a fantasy story, and so in our story we will see animals wearing clothes and talking, and we know that that does not happen in real life, so that helps us know that it's a fantasy story. So before we start reading, we need to do open shut them so I know you're all ready. So ready? Hands up by your face. Open shut them, give a little clap and put them in your lap. And keep them in your lap while you listen to our story, The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. You know, the wolf is the one talking. I'm the wolf. Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Let's see. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house of straw? We know a house of straw is not very sturdy. So of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone's house, so I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on, so I huffed and I snuffed. Uh-oh. And I sneezed, a great sneeze. Oh no, he sneezed and it looks like he did not cover his mouth. And you know what? That whole straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. So the wolf accidentally blew the house in and he said the little pig died, and so he just ate him up. He wasn't trying to be mean. I wonder if he's telling the truth. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar, so I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And he yelled back, go away, wolf, you can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin. He does not want to let the wolf in. I wouldn't either if I was the pig, since wolves eat pigs. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not gonna believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Uh-oh. Now you know food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better, and I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, "Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in?" And do you know what that rude little porker answered? "Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again." Oh my goodness. He wanted him to go away. He does not want to get, because he thinks he's going to try and eat him. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't even give me one little cup for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed once again, and the third little pig yelled, "And your old granny can sit on a pin." Ooh, he is not being nice, is he? But he's scared that the wolf is going to eat him. Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break down this pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. So he said he was trying to get in just because the pig wasn't being mean. I wonder if that's true. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the two pigs I had for dinner, and they figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all that huff and puff and blow your house down, and they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. That's the real story. I was framed. But maybe you can loan me a cup of sugar. So I guess we'll never know if this is the real story of what happened, or if the wolf really was a big bad wolf trying to eat the pigs all along. But I think this is a fun story anyways. And it was a fantasy story. We saw talking animals and animals wearing clothes and some silly characters. And we know that those are all things that happen in fantasy stories. So I hope you guys like this story, and I will see you soon. Bye, everyone.